not everybody got all the seasonings in the world to do what it is that they see. They think that they need everything, and you don't need that. I'm going to show y'all how to prep a very simple family meal. Very easy to do. It's one of those set it and forget it, and it still is nice and fresh. I'm going to show you how to do it and get different flavor profiles from using the same ingredients. So you'd be surprised what it is that salt, pepper, and garlic powder can do to a roast that it'll do differently for a creamy mushroom. And that's what we're doing today. We're going to be doing a nice roast, creamy mushroom, nothing extra, nothing spectacular. All we're doing is a damn good roast. Stay tuned. Watch this.
So we in the kitchen with Chef Vonn cooking it up once again. She got the mushrooms looking, so I like mushrooms. I don't know if everybody else like mushrooms.
Love mushrooms.
But they look delicious, nice and fresh. Got the basil, got the roast right here. It's going down, man. And I'm so sleepy. Oh, the parsley. That's what I meant. That's what I meant. She been putting basil on cupcakes and stuff. I didn't know she was gonna put the basil on the thing. You know what it is, because if you look at it, it looks like a little 4-leaf clover. Yeah. So we in here cooking it up with Chef Vonn. Let me throw my CV up. And ain't no S. Nah, she is. Period.
All right, so what we're gonna do today, hands washed, clean, scrubbed, make sure you clean under your nails. Nobody has time for that. We're gonna go ahead and take this roast. We're gonna just put it on your cutting board, real simple. We're gonna take this here salt. Now this is super fine grain salt. Just sprinkle it on there. Now keep in mind, what we're about to do with this roast, you're gonna wanna let all the seasonings on this roast sit for a minute. You're not gonna wanna immediately start searing it up. You need time for the seasonings to absorb into the muscle fibers. So definitely make sure you leave time for that.
You got the sprinkle hand. Yeah.
We're going to take some garlic powder.
Now, do you ever measure your seasonings, or are you off just the ancestors? Just, you know what I'm saying?
The answer to that is yes. Do what you want. I mean, my seasoning method may not be for everybody. You know, I like to season I eyeball a lot of my seasonings. I mean, I can't give you measurements. Matter of fact, I will give you measurements. The best way to measure it, so you know you're at least getting close to what it is that I'm making. Each side gets about half a tablespoon. Every side, not just the 4 sides, all sides from this, underneath, top, everything. Give everything equal measurements of half a tablespoon and let it sit. Depending on how salty you like it, how spicy you like it, garlicky, all of that stuff. All we're using on this roast is just salt, pepper, and garlic powder. If I'm not mistaken, I think we used the same thing on the last one, and y'all were able to see how I allowed those flavors to marry with, you know, the acidity of the tomatoes and the fish, and it changed the profile of everything. Salt, pepper, garlic, onion powder. If you want to be special, go ahead and add a little paprika. But this is more so meant for people that don't have time and don't have money. You know, there's no excuse on why you shouldn't be able to cook a nice, healthy meal just because your seasoning cabinet isn't fully stocked. If you have salt and pepper, you got a decent meal. All you got to do is have decent ingredients. You can get these from anywhere. You can get a roast from anywhere. You know, if you want to go organic and spend extra money, by all means do so. But you don't have to. You know, you could do stuff like this and be just fine. So that's what we're going to do today. We're also going to want to use some type of oil. Me personally, I prefer using olive oil. Olive oil is something I prefer to use it because it has a high smoke point. High smoke point is oils that won't burn when you have your heat on high. So we're going to let this pan heat up. Make sure you put your oil in it.
Is there a certain kind of oil you use, like certain brand?
I personally like using this brand. That's my brand that I like to use. But you can use any brand that you feel comfortable with. It's more so a matter of what you want the flavor profile of your food to be. So you can use whatever at this point. So just make sure your pan is coated. Don't put cold oil in a hot pan. It'll heat up a lot better if you allow it to get to temperature. And all we're going to do now is just season all sides. Make sure you season everything. So we got this top part seasoned. And we're going to flip it. Boom. And we're going to season the other side.
You know what's so crazy is I remember as a child, people would make jokes about, oh, you only season with salt and pepper. But you showing us now like all you need.
That's all you need for
is
real.
Salt and pepper.
The only time you really ever need anything additional or extra is if you're trying to go for something additional or extra. So let's say if I have my chicken breast, right? And let's say if I want to make a butter chicken, which by the way is fantastic. Obviously, I'm going to put more seasonings in it. I'm going to put gram masala. I'm going to put cilantro. I'm going to put turmeric. I'm going to put curry. I'm going to put all kinds of different. Your flavor profiles determine how you should season it. A lot of people think that you have, just because you have a cabinet full of seasoning, you have to use everything. I said this in the last podcast, and I can't stress this enough. Throw your Lori's seasoning away. You don't need it.
Grinding it until it's powder. This is for Selena. Salinas. Anything for Salinas. Now you got to work out to be a goddamn. There you go.
Yeah.
To be a chef, you got to have muscles.
That you do. We would lift 50+ pound boxes of food every damn day. I'm sorry, every dang day.
Oh, that's all right. We cuss a little bit. We're all grown. Don't watch this, kids.
I'm screaming. Say this is PG-13.
Right. Oh yeah, I done made dust.
Cuss period. There it is.
I done made dust.
There it is.
That mom done taught me. She done taught me how to crush up the pepper.
Fresh cracked peppercorn. It's more fragrant
Yeah, I smell it.
than already cracked pepper.
Wait,
Way more fragrant. So, he got it. So, I always recommend, if anytime you can fresh grind it, any type of your seasonings, fresh grind it. Please do so. I'm also going to show y'all, because y'all seem to think, a lot of people seem to think that parsley is supposed to be some decorative bow on top of your food. I'm going to show you how that's not the case and how we can incorporate that to actually get the food flavor profile that you're looking for. Parsley is worth more than just the seasoning or a garnish. There's other garnishes you can use, basil, rosemary, thyme. There's so many different greens that you want to use, but I'm going to show y'all how to not use it as a garnish, but actually use it to heighten the flavor of your dish. So
I've never used parsley.
yeah, it's
I've
all
never
kinds
used
of.
it. I thought it was just like something you sprinkle on your
No.
cereal. And
There's all parsley. You sprinkle parsley on your cereal.
they sprinkle it on everything.
Yeah, exactly that. That's what it feels like. So this is called Italian parsley, flat leaf Italian parsley. They got the main ones I typically use is flat leaf Italian, as well as curly parsley. So you smell it now, it doesn't smell like nothing, but when you crack it open, you can smell it.
That's tight. Wait. At first I'm like, what? I'm like, you have to throw it away? I didn't know what you were doing with you. Oh, that smells amazing.
It smells great, right?
Yeah.
Like when you know what you're actually doing with parsley, totally different.
So you have to do that before you put it on.
Break it open. If you do, you can do the same thing with basil. Like if you were to take some basil, and I got some basil, I can gladly show you. If you take some basil and you smell it, it doesn't smell like nothing. But when you crack open those fibers and you smell it, now you're like,
now you're unleashing the motherfucking
now you're
dragon.
unleashing some stuff.
Motherfucking dragon.
That's what we're going to do today. We're going to unleash the flavors. And it's going to be a great day. Please make sure your hands are fully clean when you do this. My hands have been scrubbed to the nine. I know I don't have on gloves right now. The reason why I don't have on gloves, most people may agree, most people won't agree. If I can't feel it, it's not being cooked right. Just make sure your hands are properly scrubbed. If you want to wear gloves, please do wear gloves. But I'm going to cook up a family too at the same time. So it's like, y'all already know how I get down. So we're going to go ahead and...
I'm so excited. Y'all smell that already?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here comes the brand new flavor in your ear. Look how she put it. Look at that.
I know. I'm mesmerized.
Me too, because I've never seasoned all 76 sides.
I'm screaming at the
No, I just the top, the bottom, ribs. I do. I cover my ribs.
Especially when you searing something, you're supposed to season outside. Sure.
I'm about to go home and try and make something.
I'm screaming. Pat your seasonings down. Pat it down. Pat it down. Why should you pat it down? Because it allows it to adhere
Get it in there.
to the muscle. Exactly. Allows it to adhere, get into the muscle fibers. And the more you pat on every angle, the more it gets in there. Don't be ashamed at all to get in there. Please. This is one of those times where it's socially acceptable to beat your meat. So, get all your stuff up. Get all of it. So
go get some meat so I can
Go ahead and
she done smacked the shit off me. You know it's serious. Your face got straight as ever when you get that taste on there.
Everybody got quiet.
Right.
Please taste y'all food. If you wonder why Aunt Gertrude is upset because nobody likes her mac and cheese, because she didn't taste it. Please taste it. And lose the Velveeta.
Yeah.
And your mac and cheese. I thought about making mac and cheese today. Y'all wasn't ready. But anyway, we're not making mac and cheese today. We're making roast and cream mushrooms. So we got this here roast right here. We got our pan nice and hot. You can tell it's hot because oil is trying to separate from the pan. So what we're going to do, take your fat sides. You want the sides with the fat to be seared first. Why? Because that fat is going to end up putting itself inside of the fibers of the muscles. So make sure that you get your sides in there. We're going to see. Now, what I'm doing, I'm going to do this on all 6 sides. No matter what shape your meat is, you have to think about it in the form of a cube. So you got 1 side, 2 side, 3 side, 4 side, 5 side, 6 side. Sear all 6 sides of your roast. Not everybody thinks in this plane. This is just the easiest way to explain it in order for everybody who's not a professional to be able to understand where I'm coming from. Sear all 6 sides. Once you sear all 6 sides, then you can put it into the oven. And make sure when you put it in the oven, you cover it. Everybody likes to be all extra spectacular with the onions and the shallots and the garlic bulbs and all that. You can do that. I encourage it. Our goal today is not to do that. Our goal today is to be able to make something nice, quick, fast, and easy that's not going to take up no more than 30 minutes of your time to prep. And once it's prepped, set it and forget it.
Sound like my mom. If it's fast, it ain't good.
All right, so we get that to be a nice toasty brown.
Sear right here.
Oh, yeah.
Flip it so it can sear the other side.
Oh, yes.
Just like that. And we can go ahead and let that do what it do. Please clean while you cook. I promise your kids will love you for it. And if you want your kids to do the same, you need to go ahead and holler at Kids Kitchen. I do private lessons, group lessons, and everything in between. I can't wait to show your kids how to impress you. That's for sure.
Oh, yeah, she got that looking fabulous. And remember, she said cook it on all 6 sides. Look at that.
All 6.
How
Look
often
at
do you
that.
turn it?
Until it's brown. When it looks like that, turn it. As a matter of fact, sleep ain't get that. Hold on. I know you ain't get that. Hold on. When it looks like that,
Oh, yeah. Turn it.
and it look like that,
Turn it.
give it a turn. That's what you want to do.
Give it a turn.
Give it a turn. That's what you want to do.
He said that's how you crack it open and make it the taste come out that motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure y'all crack y'all parsley's back.
Y'all just be slicing it and putting it on top. That's not it. Like, I need y'all to actually release it. Like, parsley, honestly speaking, and it really sucks because a lot of people think that, oh, everybody that wants to try to be a culinary master always uses parsley. You're right. But if you use it properly, you'll be able to make some amazing things. Parsley has such a fresh flavor to it, a fresh flavor profile. So if you're going to use parsley, please crack them fibers open before you decide to put it on your dish. Just putting it on there to make it look pretty is not enough. And when you do that, you'll realize parsley's not the answer all the time. Sometimes it might be basil. Sometimes it might be rosemary. Sometimes it might be thyme. You know, something we never have enough of is thyme. But that's not the point. The point is, if you're going to crack open your herbs, make sure you crack open your herbs. It's so easy to do, and it only takes a couple of seconds. I'm not a fan of seeing people use parsley as just a garnish. It's not just a garnish. Parsley is far from a garnish. Parsley looks good, and y'all feel like, oh yeah, it's great for a garnish because it doesn't change the flavor of anything. The only reason why it hasn't changed the flavor profile of anything is because you haven't cooked it to change the flavor profile of everything. So make sure that you crack your stuff open. When I say crack your parsley, rub it, friction, all of that stuff. Cut it open, all of that stuff. Then use it. Don't just chop your stuff and throw it on there. Don't think that this is going to do anything. It's not. It's going to make it taste very bland. All you got to worry about is just chop, 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 chop. That's all you got to worry about. Chop it. Chop, chop, chop. That's all you got to worry about.
Chop it, chop
That's
it,
it.
chop it.
When you're mincing something,
Chop, chop. She won't chop, chop. She won't chop, chop. She won't chop, chop. She won't chop, chop. Who you want?
when you're chopping stuff, you're typically, everything that I show you is going to be typically minced. And the reason why I say it's going to be typically minced is because you want all of that flavor to just absorb into what you're cooking. You don't want it to just sit on top. That's going to make you not like it. So I got my parsley nice and chopped up. And you don't even need a lot. It's just a little bit.
Press it back, then chop it up.
You don't need a whole lot of that. So we already have our roast in the oven. Mm-hmm. I'm going to show y'all what that looks like when it's done. So we're going to put this aside. The next thing we're going to do is make sure that our burner is on. Yeah, you hear, we're going to make sure that does what it does. And we're also going to make sure we have our proper temperatures.
Lord. Your arm! Big Mama, your arm!
Oh, I see it. That's why I caught it.
Oh, so y'all don't remember soul food?
I'm screaming.
When the arm was on fire, they said, Big
Mama, your arm!
You really did.
Yeah, your arm was on fire.
There we go.
Yeah, the way that cast iron just went back on the arm, that's what I'm like.
I caught it. You ain't about to you ain't about to break my big toe. What you mean?
Cut off my leg. They not cutting off my leg.
So we're gonna let this heat up. So what I'm using currently right now, this is just salted butter. You can use unsalted if you want to. I'm gonna just tell you now. Anything that I cook with, the butter, salted. Reason, delicious. That's why. So we're gonna go ahead and just take a couple of bricks. One, I got these, by the way, if you look at them, yeah, they're perfectly cubed. I have these measured by the tablespoon. So these are all tablespoon size bricks of butter.
Bricks.
All white bricks.
Gotta have bricks.
So we're gonna go ahead and let that do what it do. And then we're gonna.
How the butter look amazing. This is just so great. The butter looks amazing.
So what we're gonna do, we're gonna let that saute. We already got our parsley put aside. Now what we're gonna end up having to do from here, it depends on what you're cooking. If I'm doing like sauces and marinades and stuff, I prefer to use a shallot. The reason why I use shallot for stuff like that is because it's literally a perfect blend of both garlic and onion. What I'm about to do now, I'm just using sweet yellow for it. I just really want that sweet profile behind it without it being overpowering. That's why I'm doing the sweet yellow onion. Trust your flavor profiles. Trust yourself. If you feel like I can use 3 white onions to get that flavor that I'm looking for, but I still want a little bit of sweet tang to it, don't hesitate to throw an additional sweet onion in there. So I went ahead and just put these onions in here. That's about it. I just put these onions in here. I'm going to go ahead and do the other half of the onion. This is just half an onion that's in there now. If you ever find yourself getting ready to cook a dish and it requires onion, put your onion in first. The reason being, onion has a nice water content. So if you feel like, I'm burning my food, throw some onion in there. It won't be burning no more. Just go ahead and throw it on up in there.
Now she done gave y'all the code to the game. Yeah, y'all better utilize all these tricks and tips. And now how you cut it? Is that how you ain't crying? Because I seen you like piece here, piece here, piece
so
here.
when you cut an onion, what makes you cry is the ass end of it. I'm sorry, is the butt end of it. So what I mean by that is when you cut an onion, so you got the top, you see the little stingy ponytail, right? Mm-hmm. You got the stingy ponytail. But what makes you cry is this. When you cut this part, is going to make you cry. If you can cut, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either A, beat the fumes, by cutting it faster and then it hits you. Cut in half, dice, and go with that. Or don't cut that little piece at all. If you don't cut that little piece at all, you'll never cry.
Never knew. Been crying for years. I done cold watered it, lemon juiced it, everything. It's just,
All my life I had to fight.
right, you remember?
Matter of fact, watch this. I'm about to show you real quick. So, I didn't cut the bottom end. You know how onions, when you sniff them, they make you cry. You know if any tears come up real quick.
The butter and the onions. Put that on a burger.
Saute that. Saute it.
Oh, y'all don't want to mess with my burgers, boy. Y'all don't want to mess with my burgers.
We just fuck it up right.
Yeah, we need to mess with the burger.
Yes.
Next time I do this, I'll do burgers, my cheeseburgers, my classic Angus cheeseburgers. All right, so I already have my mushrooms quartered. Okay, so I already got those nice and quartered. We're gonna dump those in there. And while those are cooking, we're gonna take some of this here fine seasoning salt, just like that. Please don't oversalt your stuff. Your boyfriend will hate you, and just don't do it. Just don't do it. Thanks to sleep, we have some nice powdered. Nice powdered pepper. You're going. Remember, I told y'all we're gonna season this with the same stuff we season the beef with, and I promise you it's gonna taste different. Like, it's gonna be the same seasoning, but it's gonna taste different. So we're gonna go ahead and, except for the parsley, we're gonna add the parsley in there too, because we're gonna go ahead and do this. Boop. We're gonna go ahead and make sure this is nice and stirred.
Now, do you put your seasonings on in a certain order?
So a lot of people don't think that seasonings matter when it comes to the order. I'm going to be here to tell you that it does. And if you want your kids to be the same, I got you. I'll do the same.
And you said classes start up in the summer?
They will start up in the summer. When we do the kids' kitchen, we're going to not only just prepare foods for the kids to cook. I'm taking them to farmers markets. I'm taking them to bakeries. I'm taking them to whatever it takes.
Man, I wish y'all could smell this right now. And she used the same 3 seasonings that she used on the roast on the mushrooms. Oh, so delightful.
It smells totally different, don't it?
Just want to take the spoon and just eat some. Oh, I'm so sorry, Chef.
Did I step on your baby toe? No, I stepped on yours. Jesus Christ.
Okay. So now she has 9 toes, but she's still going to be able to perform in this kitchen. You understand me? So
I got 9 toes and 8 fingers.
9 toes, 8 fingers, still performing.
They can do it.
We'll be back.
Heavy whipping cream. So what we're going to do, we're going to eyeball this. Maybe about 1/4 to 1/2 cup. Maybe even a cup. Depends on how creamy you want it. We're going to go ahead and add a little splash of that. Yes, ma'am. And remember I told y'all, we're going to use the same stuff we use for the beef for the mushrooms. Real simple. A little bit of salt. A little bit of pepper. Please grind your pepper. You don't need a whole lot. Just a little bit. You're going to take a little bit of parsley. So y'all remember the parsley that I said, y'all want to use it as garnish. No, it's an actual herb. Y'all can use it for more than just garnish. So we're going to go ahead and let this cook down. And the good thing about heavy cream, it's not one of those things where, I got to make a roux, I got to make a flour, I got to do that. Heavy cream, the longer you cook it, the thicker it gets. So if you're trying to look for something real quick, real creamy, heavy cream is your go-to. I'm gonna go ahead and let this cook down. Y'all see the parsley is in there as opposed to on top, right? Okay, fantastic. So we're gonna go ahead and let this cook up. All right, so all we added to this was salt, pepper, garlic powder, fresh Italian, flat leaf parsley, and heavy cream. We've been letting this cook for about 10-15 minutes. The longer you let it cook, the thicker your cream gets without you having to add any type of flour. What we're going to do from here is we're going to allow it to cook just an additional 5 minutes, and then we're going to turn our heat off. When we let our heat turn off, we're going to leave the pot on the burner. Leave it on the burner. Once you leave it on the burner, what's gonna happen is time and temperature and all that yada yada. It's gonna do what it do. It's gonna make everything nice and thick consistency, creamy like Alfredo, without you having to add the Parmesan. So that's what we're currently doing right now. We're gonna go let this do what it do, let it simmer, let it cook. Once it's done, we're going to slice our beef, serve our mushroom, and it's gonna be up from there. Oh.
Put that in there, nice like that. And see, while the children are playing, you are making a fabulous dish.
Oh, damn, don't put it all in one bowl.
Oh, no, we not. I got you, sis. I got you.
Not you measuring it out for everybody like that. Hold on,
man. You doing too much. Wait a minute.
I said
I'm thinking in my head, how many more?
And because I know that y'all don't have all day to wait, I already have one nice and prepped up. Now, if you see, there's no onion, there's no garlic, no extra, no none of that. I let the beef do what it do. That's it. That's all. I don't have to add anything extra to it. So we're gonna go ahead and take this here beef. It's been cooking for a nice, nice little minute. Okay.
Come on, cut.
We're gonna go ahead and take this here and just.
Oh, it's just falling apart.
Just falling apart, man. That's it. That's
Y'all,
all.
it's just falling apart. Oh. She can't even slice it.
she can't even slice it.
It can't stay whole.
Can't slice it. Hold up. Watch this.
Good Lord Almighty. When the God is good.
When he good.
Oh.
Let the church say, "A gram."
Hey, Graham.
And we're gonna plate that up in a little bowl. And that's it. That's it. That's all. This is really just roasting and veggies. That's it. Roasting veggies. It's a real simple, real quick way to do it. Make it fall apart. Make it nice and tender. Y'all finna see here in just a second how it's hitting and what it's hitting for.
It smells amazing.
Yeah, so you might as well go ahead and zoom in on my man right here, because
Everything that you do for me. In the name of Jesus, amen.
hey, great. Let's go.
Oh, Lord.
It just fall right off there.
It just smells amazing, first of all. Clear that up. Swear to God, I don't even like mushrooms. I already told y'all that. Oh, they don't even taste like mushrooms. What? Oh my God. Girl, I'm trying not to smack the shit out of you right now. Hold on.
That's fair.
Oh my God, it's so amazing. Every flavor that she puts with, you can taste it.
And it's different
And
from.
it's like bursting everywhere. I don't even like mushrooms. Let me say that again. I'm about to eat all of this.
It's her scooting the bowl over for me. So, who got second servings? Let's go. I'm about to make some more mushrooms. Yeah, thank you. I try my best. All right, who wants second servings?